Hi, my name is Nick with Machine Gun Dad. Welcome back to the channel. Today, on this episode of our field strip series, we have a Czechoslovakian ZB-30 to go ahead and take apart. We had just shot this today, so it's going to be easy to take apart. It is oiled to the gills. It is drenched. Still got some on the table, so it's going to be really easy to pull apart. Let's move in close and get into it. We've moved in close. Now, this gun can be a little on the larger side, so we're going to kind of do a little bit of finagling, trying to get all of the angles in to show you all the stuff that needs to go into field stripping this thing. Obviously, first things first, take the magazine out, show clear. This magazine release is on the back, right behind the top mounted magazine. If any of you've seen a Bren gun or played Call of Duty or something like that, you know what it is. Push in. It is a rock and lock, so start, push in, rotate it forward. It'll come free. There's your latch and tab. Then our showing clear by pulling the bolt to the rear. You're also going to want to do that for removing the barrel due to the quick change barrel mechanism. Down here, make sure it's an open bolt machine gun. When you pull that bolt to the rear, that charging handle does go back forward and locks into place. That's an important part. With the barrel or the bolt to the rear, go ahead and get it out of your way. Just slide this dust cover forward. Get it out of your way because you're going to be doing some work around here. Now, on the underside, you see, can you make out this tiny tab right there on the underside where my finger's at? This little recessed tab here is your quick change barrel mechanism. Because it's designed for military use, typically you would have a unfired cartridge there to put in that hole, pivot it out, and take the barrel off. We don't have one of those right now. I guarantee you I can find one, but we have a punch on hand. So right in that little hole down there, get in and just, it doesn't take a lot of pressure, just push it in and push straight. You will feel it start to pivot. And on the other side, push it up. You can feel when it hits the wall. It should be a 45-degree angle. And you can grab onto your carrying handle, pull the entire barrel out the front end. One real quick thing to note about the barrel before we set it off to the side. This is your muzzle device as well as your gas system. This is your adjustable gas system. You can see how this little zero, if you can make that out, this little zero is right next to the 6, and that means it's the most open position on the gas. You've got 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 6. That 0 tells you which position your gas is in. In order to change that, this little tab down here just slides off and you can rotate your muzzle device and then rotate your gas block. Make sure that is tightened down all the way. Make sure your gas system does not move off of its position and you'll be good. Moving that off to the side so we can get into the cool stuff. Now, on the back, you're going to want to drop your bolt in order to take the lower off of this firearm. So you're going to grab onto your quick change barrel mechanism, make sure that it's locked all the way back down, squeeze the trigger, let it ride forward, make sure that your charging handle does in fact lock into position. Now, even though we took this apart and cleaned it, these can still be quite stiff. So if I can't get them out, I do in fact have a dead blow hammer and that punch in order to get them out if they won't come out under finger pressure. They should, but they still might not. Like this one is still pretty stiff. Start with the back one. It should be on the left-hand side. This little button right there. Push that in. Same thing with the lower one. That one is right here by the trigger guard. Push that through. The top one is captive. That will pivot the whole mechanism down kind of like an AR. And then you can try and find the sweet spot to get this one out. They can be a bit stiff because they are, the pins are, yeah, a bit on the larger side. There's your entire lower with the stock, the trigger pack, and recoil springs. Then grab onto the charging handle, pull that slightly to the rear, make sure it's still in the forward lock position, just make sure that doesn't fall out of the back. And then pick it up, pull your really long bolt carrier and gas piston assembly out. Last a little bit for the bolt. When you're trying to take the bolt off of the carrier, back end, pull back, you'll see it hinge up. Pick the whole thing up and out. Fully disassembled and covered in oil. So, let's go ahead and put it back together. Getting into reassembly, you're going to take your bolt and on the front of your carrier, you'll see these two grooves right here that will impinge on these grooves at the bottom end of the bolt. Take it kind of like the magazine, nose in, rock down. You'll see how it's parallel here. Kick it forward, the bottom will drop down. This is how it's supposed to look when going back into the gun. Now, the fun part, taking your receiver, lining up your gas piston with that hole on the bottom side, right down here. That's where your gas piston is supposed to go into. Taking that, lining it up, and then from that position, running it forward, and gravity is your friend, so let it rock down. You will know when it's in position, whenever it will not come out the bottom end. It's not coming back out. I have to pull on the charging handle to release it and let it fall back out. So that is locked and in position. Next thing we're going to do is your lower, your fire control group, and your stock. It goes together kind of like an AR-15. The easiest way to describe it in a method that most people would understand, these are captive pins. So this pin on the bottom will interact with the pin right above the trigger guard, and this pin on the back will interact with the one right in front of the stock. If you put the pin with the trigger guard in first and then hinge it up, it makes getting the back one in a heck of a lot easier. So take that, rotate, and try and get it to line up and lock in. You will feel it lock in, and then rotate it down. Run the last one through. Both of those are back into position. Now, the next thing we're going to do is put the barrel back in. Remember at the beginning, when we put the barrel in, we made sure, or when we took the barrel out, we made sure that the bolt was all the way to the rear so it wouldn't interact with anything on the barrel, and it would make it easier to take out. That's the same methodology with putting it back in. Make sure that bolt's to the rear. Same thing, make sure charging handle is all the way forward. Easy way to line this up and get it back in. That bottom cone of your gas system, line that up with your gas system all the way at the front of the firearm. Easiest way is make sure that that is pointing downwards, everything else is pointing vertically, and the whole thing will just line up together, just like so. Now, also, make sure your quick change barrel mechanism is in the unlocked position at that same 45-ish degree turn. I don't think I need to explain why if you don't have the barrel mechanism disengaged, the barrel won't go in. Take your barrel mechanism and make sure that this tab for your gas system is all the way down. It helps to hold on to that, because if it's not, you're going to have a faulty gas system when putting it back together. It might be too open, it might not lock in to get together correctly. Just make sure you're holding that down. Line up these little grooves, these lightning grooves, in with the grooves on the inside of the barrel extension, keeping that gas system lined up. Run it back, and you will notice that it's in position when this large ring fully seats with the ring in the barrel extension. If your quick change barrel mechanism is closed, you will notice that it doesn't go in pretty much at all. And if your gas system isn't fully closed and it's impinging on the rest of the system, it will be roughly about that far out of battery. Make sure it seats the whole way. Grab onto your quick change barrel mechanism, lock the whole thing down. Now, there is your reassembled gun. Move back out. There is your fully field stripped and reassembled ZB-30. I'd like to thank you for coming to the channel. Hope you would like, comment, subscribe. If you want to see this gun run, down there in the description is going to be a link to Rumble. We can't post that kind of stuff on YouTube. Their rules and restrictions are weird and, to be fair, kind of stupid. But Rumble will allow us to show you this gun in its full auto glory. I hope you go down, check it out. Have a good one.